A well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. Welcome to our coverage from the 2022 Shooting Hunting Outdoor Trade Show in Las Vegas, Nevada. I'm Cam Edwards, alongside my good friend Tony Simon, the founder of Diversity Shoot. Second Amendment is for everyone. If you're not following Tony on Twitter, I'm not even on Twitter anymore, and I'm telling you, one of the reasons why I stayed on as long as I did is Tony, this guy right here, because he is so optimistic. He is so engaged. He is just man, if you're having a bad day, spend some time on Tony's Twitter feed. You're going to feel energized. You're going to feel motivated. You are, I got to tell you, man, you really are somebody I admire and I respect and I look up to, and I thank you for everything that you do in the 2A community.
Thank you, man. Here's something that's a secret. Don't tell anybody. You control your image online. You can choose to be a jerk or you can choose to be a nice guy. I choose to be a nice guy. You can spread positivity or negativity. I choose positive. I'm sorry. And I really love the Diversity Shoot. It came about accidentally. I was testifying in the New Jersey Assembly, 2012. And I was the only black guy out of 200 pro-gun people there. So I called Anthony Calandra from Gun for Hire Range in New Jersey, and I was like, Anthony, he was my training counselor. I'm a firearms instructor. I'm a RSO, range safety officer, and I got my training at Gun for Hire Range. So I was like, hey, Anthony, do you have an event or something that we can get African Americans to participate in a 2A advocacy part? He was like, when are you going to do it? I'm like, what? He's like, we can do it Thursday. I was like, give me a week at least to tell people about it. And my very first event was 2015. It was February 2015. It was the second Is for Everyone Diversity Shoot. And we had 4 people show up, 3 black guys and a Latino. And we went over firearm safety. We talked about how you can get a pistol purchase permit and all the hoops you had to jump through in New Jersey, the racist history of those hoops you have to jump through in New Jersey, and how we can fight it as individuals to fight against more laws. And that was our very first event, and we've been hosting them we started hosting them every other month, and that was great. And then COVID hit, and I thought that was the end of it because all the ranges closed. Our governor, Phil Murphy, intentionally closed down the ranges and deemed firearms not an essential industry. I thought we were done. That's when the Heritage in Eastern PA, so they kept us. We're gladly host your events here, so we hosted them there. We had Recoil Range in Monroe, New Jersey open up after the restrictions, so they weren't covered. They were like, we'd be glad to host you here. And we ended up spreading all over New Jersey, and we went from every other month to multiple a month. So that's what happened during COVID. So
so obviously, look, we saw gun ownership increase during COVID, but as you say, Murphy kept those ranges closed for months before they were allowed to reopen. The fact that there is that pin-up demand, that people are, and I think we had a couple of things going on during COVID. One, I think there were those new gun owners who wanted to get out. They wanted to get trained. Mm-hmm. They wanted to feel, listen, the whole idea of, well, if people have constitutional carry, we're just going to have people carrying guns around that don't know how to handle their guns. I mean, maybe we'll have 1 or 2 of those people. I don't think so, because most people, if you're carrying a gun for self-defense, you don't want to shoot yourself.
Yep.
You want to be confident and competent with your firearm. Not because the law says so, because that's just common sense.
Yep.
But I think that there was also, look, man, when we're all stuck in our houses, and every time we go outside, we're looking at people in face masks, I think that there was a desire to have just a sense of community that probably helped bring people out, like, okay, cool, this is an event. I'm going to go put myself out there because I need to be around people.
Yeah, I mean, obviously I was there from the beginning since I started it, but I watched at new locations it fill up immediately, and with people from every race. We had black women, 2 black women came together from New York City to Eastern Pennsylvania to come to my event. We had people drive all over to come to the event because they thought it was important to get some training. They thought it was important to meet other people like them. And that's what happened in 2020, and I'm really grateful for it. But that's how it starts. Mm-hmm. And you get information out there. Like Girl in the Gun came and worked with us, and they were talking. And it was really important to have females that are instructors that volunteer and come out. And it was great. And if we don't reach out to each other, if we let people continually divide us, even in the firearms community, we're going to lose this. This is a culture war. This is a long-term war. It's been going on. I don't even know where you want to start. Depends. You can start at 1620 with the first gun laws passed in our state of Virginia, making it illegal for blacks to own guns, or you can go back to like the 1936 National Firearms Act, NFA. Wherever you want to start, this is a long-term fight. It's generational. We have to get kids involved, and that's what we do. The age limitation is whatever the range places on it, not us. And we train children, we train your mom, we train your grandmom. You can put it on your bucket list. If you're lesbian, gay, straight, LGBTQ, I don't care what religion you are. I don't even care what your politics are, as long as you understand that this is a human right. And even if you don't agree with me, you can come as an anti-gunner. As long as you're not rude, we can have a conversation at our event. And I'm not going to attack you, and I'm not going to let 30 pro-gun dudes come in and just beat you up. We can have a conversation. You don't even have to agree. I'm not trying to turn you into a gun owner. It's not a cold, dead hands thing. This is a human right. I'm going to introduce you to it. We're going to have fun. We're going to eat food. We're going to break bread with each other. And we're going to treat each other like decent human beings because, well, that's what we are.
And again, I mean, it seems to really be resonating not only in New Jersey, but you've gone out to Nebraska.
Yep.
And you would love to go to other places too. I want to get you down to Virginia. Have you done a diversity shoot in Virginia yet?
Nope, I have not done a diversity shoot in Virginia. Again, I need a clean range, and I need the local Second Amendment groups to be on board. We need to advertise it for a couple of months so we can get butts and seats, and it could be advantageous for everyone. Get word out. And the very first event, people are going to come. Not as many people maybe as you want, or more people than you expect. But it's the next event, and then the next event. You have to keep it consistent. You have to keep the word out there, and it'll grow. And it can turn into something you never expected. Our diversity shoot that we run in New Jersey is different than the diversity shoot that runs in Pennsylvania, and totally different than what we did with the Nebraska Firearms Owners Association in Omaha.
So let me ask you, because I want people to understand, this is not your day job. This is your passion. Yeah. Tony goes to work at another job Monday through Friday. I think it's Monday through Friday.
Finally, it is now.
Good. But this is something you do, on your own, and it's because you love what you're doing here. But are you going now? Are you going to Easton, PA every week? Are you going to Woodland Park, yes. New Jersey? Are you going to so you're going and you're actually running each of these?
Each of these routes, yes. I take half a day. I take time, my vacation. My tax return money, all of that's what funds these events. That's why when Maj Toure from Black Guns Matter was like, Tony, you need a Patreon, you need a GoFundMe, you need to do this stuff to help pay for it. Because we see people always trying to make money off of us in the firearms industry, and I didn't want to be another dude. And people were like, yeah, but that's not what you're doing. So I finally did it. So yeah, you can go to diversityshoot.com and help fund us. And I finally got over that hump, like asking for money is not shameful, because pizza was $150 to $180 an event. That ain't free. Ammo, thank goodness I stockpiled up and just kept buying it. And
wait, you're buying the ammo too? Yeah. You don't even have an ammo? Do you have an ammo sponsor yet?
No, I'm working on it.
Okay,
so I'm at SHOT Show.
Okay, so if there are any, listen, I know the situation right now with the ammo, but if there are any ammo manufacturers who are watching this right now, you need to talk to this man. You need to talk to this man because you can do some good work here with this man. But again, he needs some help. He shouldn't be doing this all on his own. That is, dude. Again, I mean the sacrifices that you're making to ensure that everybody again has access to this fundamental right. This is why I love you so much, Tony. Seriously, this is you are one of my favorite people in the world, not just one of my favorite Second Amendment advocates, because I love your heart, man.
Thanks,
You've got such a good heart.
It's funny because doing this, people recognize me because I'm on shows like yours and stuff. But I'm religious. I'm not super religious, but I was born and raised a Baptist, and I believe in God. And I actually prayed that I'm not doing this for ego, that I'm doing it for the right reason, that I'm helping people. And during the one in wherever we were in Atlanta, I went and visited Martin Luther King Jr.'s historical site because I really wanted to feel I was doing the right thing. And after watching his whole civil rights struggle, I came to understand that this is still a civil rights struggle. I'm not comparing myself to Dr. King at all, but I'm comparing the fact that we're still fighting for our civil rights. And I think this is important, and that's why I'm doing what I do. And if I had to fund it out of my own pocket, I fund it out of my own pocket. You guys will catch up. You'll help me out. That'll be great. We can make a difference. But this fight has to be fought because it's generational. This is not something, oh, we're going to win with one president and it'll never happen again. No, it will happen in every state, every county, every town. That's why local politics, you got to get involved in it. All politics are local. We have to fight the fight from the grassroots, and really grassroots are important. So you should support your grassroots Second Amendment group in your local area first. And then you can go to the other national level groups, because that's an awesome fight too. We have cases in the Supreme Court out of New Jersey being funded by national level organizations along with our local 2A groups. Fund it, help the fight. Just donating once a year and becoming a member, that's great, thank you. But you need to keep funding the fight. That's how it's going to make a difference. We each can make a difference. Everybody can do something. If it's nothing more than sharing posts from these Second Amendment groups on your social media. We have to be our own media by sharing posts on social media. So it's great you put your cat and your meal on your social media. Well, do a screenshot of your local 2A group at some gathering, a fundraiser they have, and post that once a week. If you can post something 2A positive once a week from a local or even national level group, you'll be helping.
There you go. Tony Simon, again, man, I cannot thank you enough for everything that you do. How can folks get information? How can folks help you out?
All right. You can help me out by going to diversityshoot.com. That's where we have all our information. You can also listen to my podcast, the 2A4E podcast, which is a weekly podcast that comes out once a month. I call it the McRib of podcasting. It comes out every now and again. I'm working on my consistency in 2022, so I'm going to have a lot of the women from the DC Project on and things like that. So go to diversityshoot.com. You can see the podcast I'm involved in. I'm on the Firearms Radio Network. I'm also on the Self-Defense Radio Network. So we're trying to grow. We're trying to get word out. And also, I like to have a sense of humor about this, because it can be depressing if all you think is my rights, my rights. Look, let's have fun. Let's eat food. Let's enjoy each other as human beings, just like we used to do in the 80s and the 90s before all of a sudden it became a thing we're supposed to hate each other.
Absolutely. Happy Warriors, man. Tony, again, thank you for sitting down with me. I know you got a lot of stuff to do. Good luck finding an ammo sponsor while you're out here at SHOT Show. I'm going to get home to Virginia. I'm going to reach out to some of our local 2A groups and say, hey, let's get a diversity shoot going on at some point in the Commonwealth this year so we can bring you down, and I'd love to be a part of that. So thank you again, man, for everything you do.
All right, man. Look forward to being in Virginia, and thanks a lot, man. I appreciate you. And thanks to everybody who supported me from Jersey to Nebraska. I appreciate it, guys.
All right, we're going to have more from the 2022 SHOT Show tomorrow. Thanks for tuning into this edition of BarionArms.com. And don't forget to check out the website, BarionArms.com, throughout the day for even more news and information from the Shooting, Hunting, Outdoor Trade Show in Las Vegas, Nevada. Until we talk again, be well, be safe, and be free.